identified for this year. Professor Utsev stated this during the public presentation of the 2026 Annual Flood Outlook by the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency at the State Banquet Hall of the Asot Villa, Abuja, on Wednesday. The states are Abia, Adamawa, Anambra, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Enugu, Gombe, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Oshun, Oyo, Plateau, Rivers, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, Zamfara, and the Federal Capital Territory. According to the outlook, 405 local government areas in 35 states of the Federation fall within the moderate flood risk area, except Ekiti State. Meanwhile, incidents of minimal flood are expected in 923 communities in 77 local government areas in 24 states. The minister said this year's annual flood outlook introduces a community-based flood forecasting, which means focus are now tailored to specific communities for quick intervention. The event is themed Smart Water Resources Management, moving from oil to a water-based economy. Governor Caleb Mutfwang has called for greater unity and collective responsibility among stakeholders to tackle insecurity and ensure lasting peace in Plateau State and other parts of the nation. Mutfwang said this while declaring open a multi-stakeholder special dialogue on security challenges in Plateau State and beyond, which took place at the Crispan Hotel in Jos. Our correspondent tells us more.
The dialogue provided a platform for frank discussion on the persistent security challenges facing Plateau State and the need for practical, lasting solutions. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang says the security situation in the state reflects a broader national challenges requiring collective action and sustained engagement to achieve lasting peace in the country. Represented by the State Deputy Governor Josephine Pio, the governor reiterated his administration's commitment to safeguarding lives and property, noting that it has embarked on measures including strengthening Operation Rainbow, improving intelligence gathering, and investing in modern security infrastructure to tackle insecurity.
We must be clear, while the challenges are real, they are neither insurmountable nor beyond resolution. Security goes beyond the deployment of personnel and resources. It encompasses justice, inclusion, economic opportunity, and the assurance that every citizen, regardless of background, has a stake in peace.
Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, represented by a member at the House of Representatives John Dafan, described the situation in Plateau State as deeply worrisome, noting that the recurring cycle of violence and displacement requires urgent attention.
We must seek to establish a sustainable peace architecture. In other words, we need to socialize inclusive peace-building platforms at state and local levels.
He emphasized that the House Ad Hoc Committee is determined to engage critical stakeholders including security agencies, community leaders, and government authorities to identify sustainable solutions. The chairman of the Ad Hoc Committee on Security Challenges in Plateau State and beyond, Adewale Hamid, said the committee was constituted in response to the security concern in Plateau State and assured that its resolutions will be forwarded to the President for necessary action. The discussion later moved into technical sessions and were also open for closed-door submission from participants wishing to present sensitive information. In Jos, Dashik Simon.
The Plateau State House of Assembly has taken a significant step toward promoting gender equity. This came to light during a public hearing on a bill for a law to provide for the protection and regulation of the rights of women and girls in Plateau State to inherit the property, benefits, and privileges of deceased husbands, parents, and for other related members. And for the related matters, I beg your pardon. Our House of Assembly correspondent who witnessed the event held at Valada Hotel and Resort, Jos, reports that the bill received wide acceptance by stakeholders present. The report.
The proposed legislation is sponsored by the Joint Standing Committee on Women Affairs and Judiciary of the House as part of efforts to address long-standing challenges faced by women and girls in assessing inheritance rights. The bill tagged a bill for a law to provide for the protection and regulation of the rights of women and girls in Plateau State to inherit the property, benefits and privileges of deceased husbands, parents and for other related matters, 2025, seeks to establish a legal framework that guarantees fair treatment and safeguards against discrimination in inheritance practices. Setting the ground rules for deliberations, Chairman House Committee on Judiciary, Ethics and Privileges, Kalamu Idris, underscored the importance of the bill and the need for inclusive contributions from stakeholders.
And again, Kosi demands that we should be able to review this kind of rules from time to time in order to live up with the taste of what? Time. And that is why some of these initiatives are coming up.
Co-sponsor of the bill, Chairman House Committee on Women Affairs, Sylvester Walanko, who highlighted the significance of protecting the rights of women and girls, particularly in matters of inheritance, commended the Plateau State Gender and Equal Opportunities Commission and the Norwegian Refugee Council for championing the cause of the vulnerable. Participants including...
And by the time this bill is enacted into law, it will be binding on all of us.
Legal experts, traditional leaders, women advocacy groups and members of the public made contributions emphasizing the need to align cultural practices with principles of fairness and justice.
The bill before us aims to protect and regulate the rights of women and girls to inherit properties. Section 22 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended states that the press, radio, television, and other agencies of the mass media shall at all times be free to uphold the fundamental objectives in this chapter.
The Norwegian Council visited His Majesty. He gave the position of the traditional council, and I don't think the position is changing.
The public hearing forms part of the legislative process, providing an opportunity for stakeholders to contribute to the law before it is considered for passage. In Jos, I am Shama Kigang.
It is set to recruit 50,000 constables into the Nigeria Police Force from across the country. North Central Zonal member of the Commission, Christine Dabup, disclosed this during a courtesy visit to the chairman of the Plateau State Council of Chiefs and Emirs, the Gbongom Jos, Da Jacob Gyangbuba. Correspondent Samuel Swatskia reports that the visit took place at the Gbongom Jos Palace, Jishe, in Jos. A report.
Member representing North Central in the Police Service Commission, Justice Christine Dabup, says the recruitment of 50,000 constables into the Nigerian police force will cut across all states of the Federation. She explained that the exercise is part of ongoing efforts to strengthen community policing and address manpower shortages within the force. Dabup noted that the Commission is also seeking the support of traditional institutions to mobilize qualified candidates, particularly from rural communities. Justice Christine Dabup further shows that the Commission will continue to collaborate with traditional rulers and other stakeholders to meet both national standards and local security needs.
I wish to respectfully brief Your Royal Majesty that 50,000 policemen are expected to be recruited at the end of this exercise. And so far, the processes have been going on with ease here. At the conclusion of this phase, which will be on Saturday, the 18th of April, we are expecting that the computer-based test or written test, as the case may be, will take place between the 28th of April and 30th of April.
Responding, the Gbongom Jos Da Jacob Gyangbuba commended the Commission's initiative to strengthen the police force.
Training and capacity building is very, very key, very, very essential. The police qualities are a relic of what they used to be. Yes, it is very heartwarming that security